I would like to welcome each and every one of you to this gathering, this celebration of my dad's life. And all of you really are an extended family to each and every one of us, and we really appreciate the love and the support and the good times and bad times we've had all these years together. So thank you. Mom was actually excited about today, so I would really like to put a positive spin on this gathering. She was really looking forward to all of you just to connect and to have a fellowship together. So I wanted to share a few memories I have about my dad, describe my experiences in his months before passing, and also share a few lessons I've learned from him as well. So one of the main things I remember about Dad is that he was very hardworking, as many of you know, and for most of my life, up through middle school maybe, he was the sole provider. Mom stayed at home to care for all of us before she started working for this guy here. So he worked pretty hard. I mean, 5 days a week, maybe more. He was at the pharmacy, and I didn't see him much. But on weekends, we had our good times, and I began to really respect his work ethic and the time he put in to support all of us. He was proud of his profession. He was a pharmacist. His study was filled with artifacts, old Chinese medicine bottles of my great grandmothers, pictures of pharmaceutical art, like a mortar and pestle that back in the day pharmacists used to grind their own medicines down. And he would be like looking at his journals, reading his professional journals just to stay abreast. So I really didn't appreciate how important that was at the time. And so I guess some of my fondest memories of Dad were really, when I was thinking about it, it's really the simple little things, like Tyler mentioned. I remember him, I think the three things that stand out in my mind were, he taught me how to bike, right? Parents do that kind of thing, but it is a special thing. And we went fishing. He would take me down to the piers around ferry building when it was safe to eat seafood in the bay. For smells, and we'd catch small crabs in the traps, and that was good fun. It really, it was nice. And we even built a go-kart together. I think I was in middle school out of scrap lumber and old tires we used for brakes with my shoes. Let's see. So moving forward to his last year of life, Lauren Lon, my wife, had a brilliant idea in hindsight to invite my parents down to Fremont, where I live, to be closer to us, and also to my brother's family, Kevin and Maxine. And it couldn't have been a better decision. We had a chance to really see him more. We'd see my parents, and they were up in Park Merced. We were down in the South Bay, right? So we would only see them like once a month, every 3 weeks. And so it brought us together. We saw them a lot more frequently, and they got a chance to know the grandkids more. And he really enjoyed life, even up to the end. My mom and he would explore Fremont on the bus. He wasn't driving. We insisted he take away his keys at 88. He wasn't too happy about that, but he adjusted. He's always an upbeat guy, so he took the bus with my mom exploring Fremont. So as you know, he suffered from chronic ailments, as Uncle Dave alluded to. So he had chronic respiratory disease. He suffered from asthma and emphysema, also known as COPD, for much of his life. And if you remember him, he would always be breathing heavy. It's like he's jogging, but not really jogging. He would just be sitting there. And his respiratory condition became more challenged over time. And he happened to live across the street from my work, so I just happened to pop in at lunch one day. Out of the blue, I never go over there for lunch because I'm too busy. And I saw him, and he was like doing the dishes and walking back to the dining table about 15 steps away. He was really panting. I said, "Hey, Dad, this is not right. Something's wrong. You gotta go see the doctor." And so that was the beginning of his significant decline. So he went to the clinic that day, and on chest X-ray, on the right upper half of his lung was filled with infection. He had a really bad pneumonia. And that's not really good at any age, right? And when you're 89, that doesn't portend good things. So he ended up being hospitalized and underwent a battery test, imaging, labs. We tried to figure out what was the cause of this pneumonia, and it really escaped the doctors as far as the cause. They threw antibiotics at him, they gave him even antifungals, they checked him for virus, this and that, esoteric labs, and nothing came positive really. But miraculously, he did improve after 2 weeks of being hospitalized, and he was discharged, but at a lower baseline. So my dad, he would be able to walk with a cane, and but now he was dependent on a walker in his apartment, and he would be tethered. You know how you see people with oxygen? He'd have an oxygen compressor on the floor, and then he'd have this long hose that I was scared that my parents would trip over, tethered around. It was really, the quality of life was very challenged then. And yeah, quite weak. He's a skinny guy, but he lost a lot of weight. He was pretty much skin and bones at that time. And so, but what impressed me was that he was always pretty upbeat guy, always chuckling, like Tyler said, and just had a really positive outlook and attitude. And I think that's what helped him, survive so long. Is just his faith in God, his relationship with my mom, and his strong willpower. So let's see, so yeah.